What's going on, guys? On today's video we will be doing a drain and refill on the transmission for the 2009 Hyundai Accent. Now the Kia Rios and the Hyundai Accents, pretty much same procedure if you have this kind of vehicle. If you are doing a full transmission drop, you're looking at about 6.4 quarts of transmission fluid. If you are doing a drain and refill like we are doing, we're talking about 3.5 quarts. So very simple procedure, guys. We are using the factory OEM Hyundai fluid, the SP3. I like to stick with genuine fluids for transmissions just because I've owned plenty of Hondas, and Honda is very strict on their transmission fluid, and I heard a lot of people having problems if they digress to other transmission fluids. So small price to pay to keep it OEM and not have a headache later on the road. The first thing you guys are gonna have to do is take off the skid plate in your vehicle. It is a 12 mil bolt. You're gonna undo the bolts and drop the skid plate, and that's gonna give you access right over here to the transmission pan. And the transmission pan has a 17 millimeter bolt in it, and it's as simple as changing the oil. You just drop the bolt, drain the fluid, and then put the new fluid back in. So we only have 2.5 quarts of fluid right now, so we're gonna have to monitor this so not too much fluid comes out. The car has about 55,000 miles for a 2009, believe it or not, and I've changed this transmission fluid when the car had about 5,000 miles on it. And the reason I changed it when it had 5,000 miles is because we bought it as a 4-year-old car with only 1,000 miles on it, because it was sitting, it was stored. The owner had a DUI and he wasn't able to drive it, so I just wanted to put fresh fluid in back then. And you know, even now, 55,000 miles, this car jerks second gear since like 30,000 miles, man. These Hyundais, these generation Hyundais are just an absolute nightmare. Everything that can go bad on a car is slowly deteriorating on this vehicle, and you know, we're just trying to make it last to 100,000. I'll be happy if this car reaches us to 100,000 without major transmission or engine failures. So hopefully this little procedure helps. Let's get started. Let's drain that oil, let's monitor it, and then what we're going to be doing as we're draining that fluid, we're going to put the drain bolt back in. We're going to put the old fluid right here, and we're just going to measure 2.5 quarts of oil. That way we know exactly how much to put back in right over here. When I first did this flush, I drained the fluid and I read online it was 6.4 quarts, so I put the 6.4 quarts in, and you know, I was overfilled by 3 quarts because the 6.4 was for the complete paint drop and whatnot. So let's get started, guys. The worst thing that can happen here is I drop the drain bolt into the pan, and then all that fluid will come out. As you can see, it's not a bright red anymore, it's more like a brown color. So yeah, it's definitely time to change it. Let's see when we're gonna cap it off. Let's cap it off right here. Let's put this old oil in that container. Count how much we drained right now. And I know some of you guys are gonna be talking crap like, dude, just go get another quart of oil. But you know, everything's quarantined. A lot of things are closed right now. So we're just gonna have to get by with this procedure right here. I pre-warmed the car up, so you know, you can see that the fluid is a lot more viscous. That's how you want it to be. It's just easier. Right, and we got about 1.5 quarts, so halfway there, guys. So I just looked at the previous video and it took us 30 seconds to drain out, and with those 30 seconds we got 1.5 quarts. So let's count about 15 seconds this time. That should be just about perfect to get us the 2.5 quarts. Just about 15. All right, guys, so the dipstick is right over here next to your battery. You're just gonna pull that out, I'm gonna use a nice funnel, get it right in there. As you can see, nice bright red.